News Storm Team.
Welcome back, everyone, into KX News at 4 on this frigid Wednesday afternoon where we're seeing quite a few numbers into the single digits, fortunately above zero. The exception, though, right along Highway 2, Stanley there now at 2 below zero, Williston 1 below zero. Here's what it actually feels like, though, as you're heading out the door this afternoon. Of course, your wind chill values brought to you by Absolute Comfort Plumbing and Heating here. Feeling across the board like the single digits below zero, double digits below zero, up closer to the Canadian border, especially Williston there. Yes, you're feeling more like 15 below zero as you're heading out. Minot feeling more like 14 below zero. So you get the picture. Rugby feeling like 16 below there overall. So make sure you're nice and bundled up. Fortunately, as a warm front approaches later on in the evening, we're expecting a return to those highs into the 30s. But until then, walking you through precision cast, nothing more than an increase in cloud cover attached to this warm front that's coming into play. It's a bit weak in nature, but kind of strong enough to provide us with those warmer temperatures. The clouds are going to likely stay in place straight through tomorrow morning. Certainly can't rule out an isolated flurry or two before we get to what we're going to be seeing approaching closer to the end of the week, and we'll get into that in just a bit here. But for right now, we are going to bring up the temperature forecast because it's very likely we're going to set our overnight lows very, very early on in the evening. We're talking closer to, say, the 10 o'clock hour overnight. We're going to see more of these numbers into the single digits below zero. But take a look at what happens even well before sunrise. Some numbers into the teens above zero out towards western North Dakota, where we're still hanging on to those single digits out to the east until we get closer to, say, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Even marking some 20s on the map, if you can even believe it, by that point in time before we all see more of those 30s on the map by the afternoon. Getting more into the potential for this Clipper system, although based on the latest guidance, it's looking like it's not going to provide us with any of those steadier snow showers in nature until we get closer to early Friday morning. Again, still seeing that potential for some off and on snow showers prior to this going into tomorrow. But as we approach closer to the morning commute on Friday, going to see some snow showers kind of creating a bit of a nuisance likely to the morning commute. This will likely linger on into your Saturday. Of course, too early to get right into the full details, but stick with us. We'll have more updates on that for you. For right now, until Friday mid-morning, this is a look at the snowfall potential, looking at anywhere between a trace to 2 inches in these sharp shades of lighter blue there. So you can see up closer to the Bisman area, along I-94 there, kind of between the Glen Ullin and Bismarck area, and then up closer to the Highway 2 corridor near Williston, Stanley there, Tioga, even up closer to Minot. As we look ahead to Williston's next 5, going to be talking those temperatures into at least the 30s for tomorrow and Friday. Single digits really coming back as we get into Saturday. So they just want to come back when they can here. Temperatures into the 30s beyond that by Monday. I think it's in your next 5 going to be reflecting the 30s at least for tomorrow and Friday. Double digits as we get into Saturday, into those lower teens. Mid-30s possible, yes, by early next week. Here's Minot's next several days, of course, talking those 30s in store for tomorrow, nearing that by Friday. Single digits in store for Saturday, and then mid-30s, yes, possible by Tuesday there, if you can even believe it. And finally, looking at Bismarck's next several days into the 30s again for today and tomorrow. Teens in store for the weekend.
So enjoy. I guess it feels 31 feels mild, but again, this weekend, what you're laying out, looking pretty frigid this weekend as well.
You know what? 30s feel like a heat wave to me, and I bet it feels like a heat wave to everyone else across the region.
A little more pleasant. You could stand outside and actually have a conversation without just scurrying in somewhere warm.
And like you said, the line to the car wash might be long.
It might be a crowd tomorrow. We'll just see what happens. Vanessa, thanks so much. Stay with us.